In this video, we'll be talking about sinusoidal applications, so let's start on number 1. Suppose that the water wheel in the figure below rotates at 6 revolutions per minute. Now this is important because it will help me find the period in a minute. You start your stopwatch. 2 seconds later, point B, which is this point over here, so let me put point B, is at the greatest height. So as it rotates around the wheel, the greatest height is going to be somewhere over here. So then the new P is going to be over here. And let me see how far it's going to be from the bottom. So they told me that the radius of this circle is 7, so that's going to be 7. Now if this is 6, there is 1 below the water. I know it's not drawn to scale, but there's 1 underwater, and I'm going to represent that by -1. So this way, I know that the radius is 7, so all of this is 7. This is above water, so that's 6. That's below water, that's -1. And over here, that's the radius as well, so that's 7. So all of this section over here, that's going to be it's 13. And this is how much it's above water. So if I look at point P over here, the coordinates or the ordered pair of this point is going to be 2 seconds, because after 2 seconds it reaches the highest point above the water, or the greatest height, and the greatest height is going to be 13. So 2 is in seconds, the x is represented in seconds, and the y is the height in feet, since the radius is in feet. Now let's continue reading. You are to model the distance d of point P from the surface of the water, so that's why I'm talking about from the surface of the water, in terms of the number of seconds t the stopwatch reads. Now I need to sketch a graph of this sinusoid. So it could be a sine, it could be a cosine, but for problems like that, I always try to draw cosine equations or cosine graphs, because I can see the highest and the lowest of what's going on, but the sine gives me the middle part. So I'm going to do the cosine. Now for me to do that, I need to know what my amplitude is, I need to know what the D is, and I need to know the B value. And then we can decide whether there is a C or not. Now the amplitude is going to be from the midline. So the midline is where the center is. So that's the midline. In this case, the midline represents D, and that's 6 in this case, because it is how high it is from the water. The amplitude in this case is 7, because from the midline to the highest point, that's 7. From the midline to the lowest point, that's also 7. So the amplitude is 7, the D is 6. Now to find B, I have to find the period. Now they said it does 6 revolutions per minute, but keep in mind the period is going to be how many seconds per revolution, because the period means 1 revolution. So how many seconds does it take to make 1 revolution? So I'm going to rewrite this to be minute over revolution, and then I will change from minute to seconds. So it's 1 minute per revolution. Now I need to multiply by 60 seconds over 1 minute, so I can cancel the minute, and that will tell me, so remember it does, in 1 minute it does 6 revolutions, so that should be 6 over here. 1 minute it does 6 revolutions. I need to change minute to seconds, so I multiply by 60 seconds over 1 minute. The minute cancels out, so I end up having 60 seconds over 6 revolutions, which is 10 seconds per revolution. So every revolution takes 10 seconds. That's the period. The period is 10 seconds per revolution. So to find B, remember B is 2 pi over the period, so that's going to be pi over 5. Now I have the amplitude, I have the D, the midline, I have the B, which is the physical shift. Now I need to figure out what the domain is and the range to help me with the graph, so I can be even sure about the graph. So the range goes from -1 all the way to 13. The domain, as you can see, it starts from 2, because they said after 2 seconds, so that's where the maximum height is. So I'm going to start with that, because remember, I'm going to graph a cosine graph, and you always start with the highest point, and that's 2 seconds. It reaches the highest point. And since the period is 10, so 2 plus 10 is 12. So the domain is going to be from 2 to 12. So that's going to help me sketch a clearer graph. Okay, so let's start. If the midline is at 6, so let's say that this is 6. It goes all the way up to 13. Let's say this is 13. And all the way down to -1. It starts at 2, go all the way to 12. Okay? Now, for me to sketch a clear graph, I need to find all the points I need between 2 and 12. So what's halfway between 2 and 12? That would be 7. What's halfway between 2 and 7? That's 4.5. And what's halfway between 7 and 12? That's 9.5. So at 2, I have the highest distance. Then at 4.5, it's going to be 0. At 7, it's going to get to the lowest. At 9.5, goes up to here. And then 12, it's all back to the lowest, to the highest. So my sketch is going to look like this, starting from the highest to the lowest, and then again up to the highest. Okay? So that's how the sketch looks like. Now if I want to write an equation, so it's going to be y equals, so you see how it looks like the parent function, so it's a +1. So a cosine, the b is going to be pi over 5. And now you see how it shifted to the right 2, so that's going to be x minus 2. And then there's the d, which is in this case 6, so +6. So that's the equation. Now, let's take a minute and look at this. So I always, every time they talk about highest and lowest, I think of the cosine. The 6 revolutions per minute, that will give me my period. So I rewrite it, so I have time over revolutions, because I know we need to know how many seconds per revolution. I decided I need seconds because this is what they're asking for. So I need to rewrite that to help me find the period. Once I know the period, I can find the b value. Now, 2 seconds, it reaches the highest, so that's the start of my domain. And then the period is 10, so from 2 to 12. The midline is at the center, which is 6 in this case. So it's 6 above the surface of the water. The amplitude is 7 to get to the highest point, which is the radius in this case. And then the lowest is going to be -1 then in this case, because at 6 minus 7, that will give you -1. Now, once I have the equation and they want me to predict the distance, which is y, distance point P from the water when T is 5.5, so you can simply plug it in over here, or you can put this equation in y equals. So let's go grab a calculator. So what I need to do is put this in y equals and find what the distance would be when T is 5.5. So that's going to be something we want to work on. And the next thing is we need to find at what time does the point first reach the water. So for it to reach the water, that means that the distance above the surface of the water is 0. And I need to find when will it be equal to 0, when the distance is 0. So let's go ahead and find C and D on the calculator. Okay, so let's grab our calculator. Right, I need to record the video. There you go, and I need to flip it. Okay, there you go. So for me to be able to do that, let me record. There you go. Okay, so what I need to do is go to y equals and put the equation in y equals. Now the equation is 7 cosine. And then it's pi over 5. So second caret. And then alpha y equals, enter to create a fraction. So it's going to be pi over 5. And then I need to hit graph. So it's going to take a second. Okay, So then I need to open another set of parentheses to put the x minus 2. So let's put x minus 2. And I need to close the parentheses, 2 sets of parentheses, and then plus 6. So that's my equation. Make sure that it's typed correctly. Now for me to see one period of this, I'm going to go to window. Remember that we decided that our domain is going to be from 2 to 12. So I'm going to put 1 to, let's say, 13. And then we said that our range is going to be from -1 to 13. So I'm going to put -2. And then maybe 14. Okay, now let me graph it to see how my graph looks like. Because I can also make sure that my graph matches with this graph. There you go. Now, I need to find what the distance would be when x is 5.5, when the time is 5.5. So I'm going to go to the table, and I can see that the table is counting by 1. What I can do is I can go to second window, which is my table set, and I can tell my calculator to start at 5.5. Okay, so remember you do second and then window. Now if you click second graph, the first thing you're going to see is the 5.5, which is 1.89. So in 5.5 seconds, it's going to be 1.89 feet above the surface of the water. So we just did C. Now to find D, they're asking for the time when this first reaches the water. So when it dips in, and then when it first reaches the water, after it dips in, okay? So let's go to y equals, and that means then when y equals 0. Okay? So there are 2 times when it reaches the water. So this is 1, and this is the second. We can find both of them. So let's find the second one first, though. So let's do second trace. Since I put, let me show you. Since I put the equation in y1 and put y2 equals 0, that's when the distance is 0. So then that means I need to find the intersection. I could have left y2 empty, and then I can find the 0 if I want to. So to make it easier, though, I did put 0 in y2 so I can find the intersection. And then I move the cursor to where I think the intersection is, and I press enter 3 times. So then the intersection is going to be 7.86. This is when it first reaches the water after it dips in. That's going to be 7.86 seconds. So when it first reaches the water, when it's up there and then goes down, if you want to find that, you can also do second trace. 5, move the cursor where you think this point of section is going to be. And that's going to be in 6.13 or 14 seconds. Okay, so that's how you do it on the calculator. Now let's move on to the second page. A tsunami, commonly called a tidal wave because its effect is like a rapid change in tide, is a fast-moving ocean wave caused by an underwater earthquake. The water first goes down from its normal level, then rises an equal distance above its normal level, and finally returns to its normal level. So basically this looks like a sine equation, because let's read that part again. First goes down from its normal level, then rises an equal distance above its normal level, and then goes down to its normal level. So that looks like a sine equation. So I'm going to be doing a sine graph for this one. The period is about 15 minutes, so if P is 15, then that means that B is 2 pi over 15. Okay? Now, suppose that the tsunami has an amplitude of 10, so A is 10, where the normal depth is 9 meters, so that's the D, since it's the normal depth. So now I think I have all the information I need to be able to sketch an equation, sketch a graph, and then write an equation. I know they did not tell me to sketch a graph, but I will, and my expectation is that you will too. Okay, so the D is going to be at 9, so let's say that that's 9. It goes all the way up 10, so 9 plus 10 is going to be 19. And then 9 minus 10, that's going to be -1. So the highest is going to be 19, and the lowest is going to be -1. Now at t equals 0, so then the x-axis in this problem represents time, and time in this case is in minutes. they gave me the period to be 15 minutes. And the y-axis in this case represent the sea level in meters. So at t equals 0, it's going to be at its normal level, which is where the midline is. So it starts from here. And now they said that the period is 15, so it's going to be from 0 all the way to 15. Now what's halfway between 0 and 15? That's going to be 7.5. And then what's halfway between 0 and 7.5? That's going to be 3.75. And what's halfway between 7.5 and 15? That's 11.25. So at t equals 0 is going to be at the normal level. Then they said it first goes down from its normal level. So it's going to go down to the lowest point and then back to its normal level, then up high, and then back to normal. So that's going to be a negative sign equation. There you go. So that's the graph. Now if I want to write the equation, it's going to be y equals negative, because it's reflected if I compare it to the parent function. So y equals negative, and the amplitude is 10. Sine, the b is 2 pi over 15. Now I can see that there's no shift. It starts at 0, so that's going to be just x. And then plus d, which is 9 in this case. Now predict the depth at 2 minutes and 12 minutes. So you put the equation y equals like we said. You can just plug in 2 minutes in the equation over here and then 12 minutes to find y, or you can use the calculator and table start to do that, or table setup. Now if you plug in or find y when x is 2 minutes, you're going to get that the y is 1.6 meters. And when x is 12 minutes, y is going to be equal to 18.5 meters. For problems like this, you're allowed to have a scientific calculator, but if it's easy calculation, I will just simply ask you to plug it in by hand. Or if it's a hard one like this and I did not give you a scientific calculator, you are okay to just show me that x is equal to 2 minutes and just plug it in here. And that will give you 4 pi over 15, okay? Now, this is it, and I hope that this video was helpful. Make sure that you work on the practice sheet.